April Fool's is next month. What are some semi-elaborate, funny, cheap pranks can you pull on your family and so? I like to tell people it's my birthday, and they always say ha ha ha, yeah right, good one, and then I cry inside a little, because the 1st of April really is my birthday. Ha ha ha, yeah right, good one. Replace their Purell with lube. Watch them rub their hands together forever. The lube washes off harmlessly, the shame never will. If you're evil, do it the other way around. Bring a box of creme-filled donuts to work. Regular creme-filled donuts. Put a note on the box that says happy the 1st of April. Watch everyone get paranoid about what you didn't actually do to the donuts. I like that. Low in effort, very clever, and no harm done, unless you count obesity. Take off the lid to the shower drain. Shove in a plastic bag with some chocolate milk powder mix in it. Secure the bag with the drain cover and cut off any excess bits of plastic. Wait for sounds of disgust as brown water starts coming up from the drain while they're showering. This could be great, but shoving a plastic bag down your drain is a bad idea. Here's what I've got planned. Got the IT guy to give me a broken keyboard. I'm going to take a bunch of chia seeds, plaster them underneath the keys, spend a few days watering it, and then switch it for my co-worker's keyboard that morning. So what I did to my brother last year is this. Put a sign that says gullible on the ceiling. Take a picture of it. Take the sign down. Our conversation went like this. Me. It says gullible on the ceiling. Brother, no it doesn't. I'm not an idiot. Me. Fine, if you won't look then I'll take a picture of it for you. Pretend to take picture and show them the picture you took earlier. Brother, I guess it really does. Looks up. Frick you. I love screwing with him. You can also leave the picture there and just take out his lungs while he's looking up. I did this one last year. I work at a restaurant. We have these spray bottles with a light pink solution we use to clean tables and such. I went and grabbed a brand new one and filled it with watered down pink lemonade. I would be cleaning near my co-workers while chatting with them and nonchalantly unscrew the top spray trigger piece and just started downing it like I was dying of thirst. The look of horror on some of their faces was priceless. There was another waiter in the restaurant where I used to work who half emptied the bucket of soapy water and rags we used for wiping down tables and topped it off with Sprite. He didn't try to drink it, but since no one noticed right away, after a while every table in the place was ever so slightly sticky. I did this a few times at my last job and it was hilarious. If a coworker walks away from their computer and leaves it unlocked, go into the mouse settings and change the primary cursor icon to the loading icon so it always looks like the computer is thinking. I had one coworker sit for 10 minutes bitching at his computer because it was taking forever. I finally couldn't stop laughing and told him what was up. We put googly eyes on everything in the fridge to shock the kids in the morning. We thought it was freaking hilarious and were totally impressed with our cleverness. Our kids were not impressed in the slightest. Not sure they even noticed. Next year, we made them cereal and milk with a spoon in the bowl and put it in the freezer overnight. When we gave them breakfast, one burst into tears and the other threw it on the floor. Our kids can't hang. This year you should do the mashed potatoes instead of ice cream for dessert, just to keep the tradition going. Pulled this on my wife 2 years ago. I logged into her Facebook and changed her birthday to the 1st of April. Wishes came flooding in. This reminds me of an April Fool's Day joke gone wrong. A couple I knew posted separately on April Fool's that they were getting a divorce. They posted some fairly convincing reasons why it wasn't working out. Everyone commented with "we knew this was going to happen and saw it coming a mile away." Probably not the response they were expecting. Next year they got a real divorce. Saw this somewhere. Change the USB insertion sound to a woman moaning. Then when you take it out make it go OOOHHH. Put IT back in. Saw this somewhere. Still don't remember where. I honestly might just do this on my computer for me. Take out an ad in Craigslist announcing a garage sale at your friend's house. Opens at 7 AM on Saturday. In the middle of the night, on Friday night. Empty whatever junk you might have in your garage and place it in their yard. Place garage sale signs around the neighborhood announcing the sale. Come 7 AM they'll get a knock at the door asking if their garage sale, that they have no idea is happening, is open or not. I did this to a buddy of mine and the look on his face when that stranger showed up and then his front door was priceless. He just handed the lady a basket and said, whatever you feel about her, a good deal, put the $ in this. I got rid of my junk and he made $150, haha. Next time just make your own garage sale and spend the $150 on a mariachi band to come and play at your friend's house at 7 AM Sunday morning. Create scheduled tasks on their computer to play an annoying song at an annoying time. We did this to a coworker. Every day, 1:15, his computer would start to play Nickelback. 3:45, Taylor Swift. 10 o'clock, Never Gonna Give You Up. 12 o'clock, It's High Noon. Depends on how your plumbing is set up. My friends and I went into another friend's house, unscrewed the head of the shower in the bathroom, and filled it up with a packet of red Kool-Aid, then screwed it back on. To the same house, we turned off the ceiling fan and then we had one of my taller friends line the top of the ceiling fan blades in the living room with Rice Krispies from their kitchen. Rice Krispies are nice casual pranks. Glitter is reserved for war. Open up the spray option on your kitchen sink. Aim at face. Gets the wife every year. Pro tip, don't forget you did it the night before. I get myself every year as well. I'm just imagining you finishing setting it up, looking all proud of yourself and chuckling. Ha ha ha, this is gonna be great, then immediately going, I should wash my hands, and spraying yourself in the face. If they use Google Chrome, install the extension NKJIT. It changes every image, including Google logo, thumbnails, etc., into randomly generated pics, gifs of Nicolas Cage. The best part? There is an option to hide the extension from the taskbar. They would actually have to go into their internet options and find it under the extensions tab just to turn it off. It's great. It would be hilarious if that extension was actually malware, and you fooled everyone on this subreddit. Workplace, every year I always put clear tape under the optical mouse. I work in a call center. Every year. It works like a charm. Departments have personalities, it shows up on that prank. Sales, they freak out and tell anyone who will listen and whine all day about it. One year, it took them 3 hours to figure it out. Finally one person went and asked IT for help. IT, they chuckle, then get back to work. Management freak out, grabs IT, resolved. Then they are paranoid the rest of the day while nervously laughing as though they found it funny. Clear tape on the mouse is easily detected. Clear tape on the end of a network cable, though. The 1st of April is a Saturday, so this is a wonderful year because if they work a Monday-Friday job you don't have to worry about them being late to work. If you have a copy of their car keys, then the night before you get into their car, tape cardboard inside all the windows, leaving a gap between the glass and the cardboard. Fill the space with packing peanuts. When they walk out to their car, it will look like you filled it with packing peanuts, but it is easier to do and easier to clean up than actually filling it with packing peanuts, so they hopefully won't kill you for it. Better yet, clean their car and place one odd item inside it. I saw this somewhere else, but create an audio file that is 8 minutes of silence and then 15 seconds of sex noises from P. Set that as various system sounds on their device. Do it for something semi-common, like opening a particular program. Have about 30-45 seconds of silence, then whisper their name. They won't catch on. It's almost guaranteed to happen regularly, and it'll freak them out. Get Tupperware and fill it with water. Tell the victim you're going to show them a magic trick. Hold the container up to the ceiling and have them support it with a broom handle. Once the broom is supporting it, walk away. This is so cruel but hilarious. I can just imagine their face as you walk away. You should set up a camera to record how different people handle the situation. I've had a beard for 3 years. Have been dating my so a little over a year. So has never seen me without a beard. I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night, shave it all off, then go back to bed. My favorite idea is to zip tie the cabinets and fridge shut. Then when they go to get the scissors, they find they are zip tied shut too. Make sure to have an extra pair. I forgot to do that last year and had to buy another one. You can cut zip ties with a knife, or use a lighter. It works surprisingly well. Just try to pull the zip tie and put the flame right under it. Takes 2-3 seconds. Try and get your friends or family member's phone. Change your name entry in their phone to their network name. Then send them a text containing a sudden bill change or an unexpectedly high bill for that month. I've done this for a couple of years on the run now to different people. Works every time. Make sure you delete your previous text messages from their phone as well. Step 1. Find a business that replaces car windshields. Step 2. Ask them if they would be willing to give you a bag of broken auto glass. Most people will give you a strange look, but oblige. Step 3. Scribble an angry note on a piece of paper. Tape it to a fist-sized rock. Step 4. Gain access to your family member's vehicle. Roll the window down, scatter the broken auto glass you acquired, and place the rock with attached note. Step 5. Make sure the other windows are rolled up, and the doors are locked when you leave the scene of the crime. Step 6. Enjoy the panic that ensues. I did this to my stepbrother a few years ago. A few days later, he was on his way to his insurance office to see if they'd cover it when it started to rain. He instinctively tried to roll up his window, and to his surprise, the intact window rolled up just fine. For some reason I thought you were going to go the extra mile with the minfuck and leave all the windows rolled up and intact, leaving him to wonder how someone threw a rock through his window, breaking it, and leaving the windows intact. We have a really old industrial paper shredder at work. We're all very surprised it still works. We also have one of those really old paper slicers. For April Fools, I'm putting an out of order sign LB the shredder and leaving the manual slicer on top with a use this instead sign. I left a note for my male secretary to call my remains with the number to the morgue. My secretary was a retired nuclear weapon expert and super serious. He called. They laughed. He argued it was not a joke. I couldn't stop laughing, so he proceeded to choke me with both hands. Best joke ever. This really isn't that great of a prank. It was a good story though. My friend had this large black dildo in her underwear drawer which went missing a few days before Christmas. The day of, she's gathered around the Christmas tree with her family and boyfriend while exchanging gifts. Among the gifts is something with a striking resemblance to her dildo from her boyfriend. Same size and the same shape. She hesitantly begins to unwrap it, knowing she could be unwrapping a big dildo in front of her whole family. As she removes the paper, she starts seeing the color of it, shiny and black. She takes a deep breath and removes the rest of the paper. It ends up being some trinket filled with candy that he bought from the dollar store. She looks up to him and he has the biggest grin on his face. Turns out he hid the dildo and planned this to mess with her. Isn't that great of a prank? Truly, this is the greatest of pranks, and should be much higher. Take screenshot of desktop. Remove all icons on desktop. Close all applications. Set taskbar to auto hide. Set screenshot as wallpaper. Result: computer looks just as they left it, but when they try to do anything, it doesn't work. Even better, do same but rotate the screenshot 180, then rotate the display settings 180. Desktop looks normal, but nothing works and the mouse moves the wrong way. Get a thickening agent and add to your target's beverage. Fear odorless and tasteless and dissolve quickly. Watch the look of their confusion as their drink behaves in a way it shouldn't. Or bring them a glass of water which is really Sprite. It's weird because when your brain is expecting water, you won't immediately be able to tell what you're actually drinking. Source: this happened to me last night when I ordered a water from Taco Bell and they gave me a Sprite and I couldn't figure out why the frick this water tasted weird. I'm going to replace the login sounds of everyone's computers with 8 minutes of silence followed by Good Morning Vietnam. Freeze mashed potatoes. Scoop frozen mashed onto cones. Serve the kids vanilla ice cream cones for dessert. The look on their faces after they take a big bite is amazing. Cheap, funny and harmless. Ice cream. Take a bite. Twitch. I had a friend who had a crush on this girl, so we conspired to have this girl go ask for a date with him at this fancy restaurant. When they arrived they were seated on a large table. Explained to him that all the smaller ones were taken reserved. Over there he ordered his stuff, and she ordered almost everything on the menu, like enough for 20 people. The look on his eyes as they widened was pretty funny. She explained that it was because of how hungry she was. The food arrived and almost covered the entire large table. We called her on her phone and she answered. Looking all worried and serious, she put down her phone and told him she had a family emergency and had to leave. She left. We also watched for a good 10 minutes as he sat there alone, dumbfounded and wondering what to do with all the food. Just before it began to sink in for him, we, about 15 people including the girl, barged in the front door to sing happy birthday with a birthday cake. Then we all sat down to eat. P.S. The dinner was already paid in advance by us, but it was worth it seeing him crap his pants over it. P.S. We were hiding around the corner at a convenience store. That is so sweet aside from the wait time. Longest 10 minutes ever. Not mine. Read it on Reddit. Someone wrote a script on a colleague's computer that started on startup. I can't remember the exact conditions, but it would restart the computer instantly about 50% of the time. It literally went on for years. Some days it would restart only once, others 4. He could never figure it out. I remember that one. The script had something to do with checking what the second was on the clock. If it was at MM59 and only that second, it would restart. Something like that. Anyway. Not really an April Fool's joke, since this went on for several months. I bought a box of those tiny mini jujubes and started putting 5-6 oranges ones on my younger brother's nightstands. When they asked who put them there, naturally no one had a clue. This went on for a week, and then I started to put yellow ones instead of orange, adding more and more each day. I put them in my parents' shower as well to freak my mom out. With the shift in color and the gradual increase in quantity, they became more confused and borderline worried. I, of course, joined in on the confusion, pretending to be just as baffled. One day, I started putting the dark purple ones on my brother's pillows and in their closets. My entire family began to freak out, trying to decipher what the dark ominous color means. I should mention that my family is Asian and superstitious, so they all thought some ghost or evil entity was haunting our houses, giving us warnings. This went on for months. It was hilarious. TLDR. I made my superstitious Asian family believe that our house was haunted by a ghost by placing jujubes everywhere. Sounds like your family was cursed with some bad juju. If they have a computer, get a wireless mouse and plug it into their computer. They probably won't notice the USB and then start randomly moving it while hiding the mouse when they are using it. They will have no idea what is happening and think their computer is broken. I did this to my co-worker a couple years ago. Win key and M to minimize all the windows every now and then. Or when he was typing, throw in a random extra letter. The best part is when I saw he was figuring it out, I got some extra mileage out of the prank by placing the wireless keyboard on another lady's desk, who was clueless to the prank. That was hilarious to watch unfold. If your parents or a friend have a cat, and you have access to their house, starting about a week prior to the 1st of April, sneak in daily and clean the litter box. After a few days they'll start to think their cat must be constipated. Then on the night of the 31st, sneak in and take a crap in the litter box yourself. Edit. I seem to think this came from George Clooney. I knew I hadn't made it up, but I haven't the foggiest where it came from. Got this from Rooster Teeth years ago, but it works wonders. Get a group of friends together and start texting a specific person with everything in quotes. Don't say any about, don't even acknowledge it. Then the next day suddenly stop. Read this somewhere on Reddit and thought it was the best prank ever. Buy all possible sizes of a type of candy bar, from super mini up to specialty giant sizes. The prank was done on a co-worker's desk. Every time co-worker got up, prankster would put one on his keyboard. Starting from smallest on up, I guess you could do it at home by hiding or placing them in an often visited spot. I just thought it was really nice. Our wholesomums. My neighbor once told me a prank his buddy pulled on his girlfriend. He woke up earlier than her one day and got out of bed. He had a chocolate calendar, one of those that counts down the days until Christmas and you get a small piece of chocolate each day. And he opened it, but before he put the chocolate in his mouth he had an idea. He carefully climbed back into bed and slowly and tenderly slid a little piece of chocolate in between his still sleeping girlfriend's butt cheeks. He then got up and waited, so she woke up to a sticky sensation in her anus, as the chocolate naturally has melted and made it look like she had shat herself. Apparently they did not break up after this. Someone put a sign on our bathrooms at work that said bathrooms to the entire building are out of order due to a plumbing issue. Please use the porta potties located outside. I held my pee for 2 hours until I realized the joke. I remember years back getting a print up on 4chan that stated that the copiers had been updated to accept voice commands and had a command list. The artist who made them look professional, so about 5 co-workers fell for it. I pulled an anti-fool's joke last year and hid a bunch of leftover Easter candy all over my boss's office. He was still finding it a month later. Best spot, taped under a chair. My daughter's birthday is the 1st of April. She's only 3, so I've been trying to convince my wife to let me tell her that she was born on the 2nd of April for her entire juvenile life. Big reveal on her 18th. My wife is nicer than me. Repost of mine. My co-worker left his PC unlocked and I changed his autocorrect in his email. Every time he typed the autocorrect changed it to the douche. Example, I'll make sure to change out the douche router. I also changed his name to autocorrect to the douche. Another time I went and bought a copy of Everyday with Rachel Ray the magazine and printed out a label with his name and home address. It looked legit. I left it in the men's bathroom and it was there for over a week before he noticed. The best part is we had about a dozen co-workers from out of state that week who were in town. That was the first time they had the privilege of meeting him. If anyone has one of those hoses attached to their kitchen sink, aim it where someone would be if they turned the faucet on. Then wrap a rubber band around the handle so that it's on. When someone goes to turn on the sink, they'll get sprayed with water. Yay. My house was getting foreclosed on when the market crashed here in the US, so I thought my last laugh would be to do that sink hose trick. Joke was on me though because I had to go back to the house a week later because I forgot something and bam, I turned on the sink and got soaked. My wife and I are going okay vacation to Australia on the 1st of April. I've been subtly using the term dolarities for the Australian currency on a regular basis for the last year with the hope that I can get her to say it with a straight face to an Aussie once we get there. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.